Okay, what's up ladies, it's Nathaniel here, and I'm making a special video for you, women specifically. Why? This is for some of my female clients who I work with, and who sometimes wonder why they get stronger, or sometimes they're a little bit weaker on some days, or changes in their weight as well as appetite and stuff like that. So what some people don't know, it's something I learned recently as well too, is that the menstrual cycle actually affects women, not just in the hormone levels but also in a lot of different levels. So in this video I'm going to be explaining some things that affect women, or that women may experience during the menstrual cycle, and how it basically plays into their health, their fitness, and their lifestyle basically. So I hope you enjoy this video, and I'm going to be talking about 4 things. The 4 things I'm going to be talking about in this video are as follows. Number 1, phases of the menstrual cycle. Number 2, changes in hormone levels during each phase of the menstrual cycle. Number 3, so what happens when your hormones change, and what does that have to do with you? And then number 4, the solution, what to do. So stay tuned, it's going to be very fun. So, number 1, the phases of the menstrual cycle. Depending on your literature or wherever you're looking at, there's basically 3 phases of the menstrual cycle, or 4. If you're going for the 4, it's a menses, then it's the follicular phase, it's the ovulation phase, and then it's the luteal phase. If you're looking at the literature that says 3, then you're looking at just the follicular phase, you're looking at the ovulation phase, and you're looking at the luteal phase. Some literature will even say there's just 2 phases, but the 2, if you're looking at 2 phases, then you're looking at the follicular phase, and then you're looking at the luteal phase. So those are the phases of the menstrual cycle. So in the first phase, I'm going to be talking about the 3 phases of the menstrual cycle: the follicular, the ovulation, and the luteal. So in the follicular phase, basically what's happening is you have slightly lower levels of progesterone but slightly higher levels of estrogen. That's it. In the second phase of the menstrual cycle, there is the ovulation phase. So this is day 15. Your estrogen levels are about, they're still coming up higher. The progesterone is starting to rise right now. And then we're going into the third phase, the luteal phase. So in the luteal phase, basically this is characterized by higher levels of both estrogen and progesterone. So this is where things get interesting. You have both higher levels of estrogen and progesterone. So the hormones have different effects on your body, and I'll be going into that in my third point: the effect caused by the changes in hormone levels in each phase. Number 3. So in the first phase, with the lower levels of estrogen, with the higher levels of estrogen and lower levels of progesterone. So basically your estrogen is here, your progesterone is a little bit lower. This is typically in day 1 to 14, and for women, you'll probably notice that you're less hungry during this phase. You're stronger, so typically you feel a lot stronger. Workouts are a little bit easier, and another thing that typically happens as well too is you might probably also feel more motivated to work out, to go to the gym around this time. It's just we're a lot stronger, and because of this, because you have higher levels of estrogen and lower levels of progesterone at this time, typically the way you should be working out should be a little bit different as well. So I'm going to go into the third part of the cycle right now, the luteal phase, basically day 16 till about 28 roughly for most women. So in this phase, what happens is you have higher levels of estrogen and higher levels of progesterone. So what does this do to your body? So progesterone actually combats some of the effects of estrogen. So while estrogen will make you feel more motivated, make you feel stronger, and will decrease your appetite, progesterone is kind of going to do the opposite. So your metabolism is going to increase a little bit, you're not going to feel as strong, and your appetite is going to increase. You may also not feel as motivated to go to the gym. It depends on the person personally, but that's it. So in case you're wondering why there's some certain points where you feel a lot hungrier, why you're gaining weight, it's all because of the menstrual cycle. So in the later half of the menstrual cycle, in the luteal phase, be slightly before you get your period, you'll probably notice that yes, you're probably feeling a little bit hungrier. Now that you know the effects of the changes in your body due to the hormones, now what do you do with all that information? Basically, what you want to do is you want to modify your training and you want to modify your nutrition slightly during those phases. Now, I'm not talking about changing diets, I'm not talking about doing completely different things. I'm just saying modifying your workouts a little bit and modifying your nutrition a little bit. So in the follicular phase, when you're a little bit strength is increased, and what else, you're a little bit more motivated to go to the gym, you have higher levels of estrogen. Sorry, you have higher levels of estrogen. In that case, you probably want to train a little bit more hypertrophy or a little bit more strength training, so something to help build and maintain that muscle mass. And then when you're in the luteal phase, basically when you have slightly higher metabolism, you have increased appetite, and you have slightly decreased strength, but your aerobic capacity has improved. Basically, your endurance has improved. Then it would be a lot different. You want to train slightly different. You probably want to do a little bit more endurance building workouts, or something that will tax you a little bit different. So, or a little bit more circuits to keep it nice and simple. Just because your body is using your metabolic pathways a lot different. So you want to train accordingly. You want to eat accordingly. So if you do feel a little bit hungrier, definitely eat a little bit more. But just remember, be mindful. It's not a gateway or way for you to just splurge and that's it. You're still chasing your goals. You're just understanding and listening to what your body is demanding. So for those of you who have strict macros or strict caloric day intakes, whether you follow your MyFitnessPal or you have some numbers given to you from a coach, just remember as well to it's a normal thing. So when you're getting hungry, when you're feeling hungry, when you get closer to your period, you now know what's happening. Higher levels of progesterone is increasing your basal metabolic rate, your BMR, so you need a little bit more calories. Your appetite is increased. You're also using what you call fat cells a lot different. And if you're watching this video, you really like it, you really enjoy it, and you want to learn more, you want to know how you should be training, feel free to comment in this video. Feel free to send me a message and I'll be happy to send you a workout for about 4 weeks. You can try it out, let me know what you think, and then we'll go from there. Other than that, thank you very much for watching this video. If you like it, please share it with your friends, and that's it. The Prototype out.